Then in 2004, Pat was on hand again for another lottery win and another franchise-changing moment.
After leaving Zaza Pachulia unprotected, the Charlotte Bobcats take him in the expansion draft. After having the worst record in the NBA in 03-04, the Orlando Magic are at least rewarded in the lottery with the number 1 overall pick, and are able to do this. In a justifiable move, the Denver Nuggets trade away the draft rights to Jameer Nelson for a future first-round draft pick. Anderson Varejao was the best available pick at 30. They take Burks ahead of Duhon and Roy Ivory, who would be a part of the 2012 Oklahoma City Thunder squad that made it to the NBA Finals and is now the assistant coach for that same team. They could have had Trevor Ariza, but traded it away for someone that wouldn't even be on the team that year. Not much that they missed out on. Piero Antich was a part of the 14-15 Hawks team that won 19 straight, and Damian Wilkins. So the Orlando Magic dealt away Tracy McGrady and Reese Gaines, the 15th pick from the previous draft, and free agent signings Tyronn Lue and Dwight Howard for Steve Francis, Cuttino Mobley, and Kelvin Gatto. And Anderson Varejao never suited up for the Orlando Magic because he was dealt with 2001 first-round draft picks Stephen Hunter and Drew Gooden for Tony Batty and 2 second-round picks for 2005 and 2007. They fired general manager Wes Broad and replaced him with Twad something, I can't pronounce it, and Otis Smith, one of the original 12. With one of the worst draft picks in Orlando Magic history, Fran Vasquez has never played in the NBA. And taken behind him was Danny Granger in 2007 NBA Slam Dunk champion Gerald Green. Although the draft pick was traded for Jameer Nelson, they missed out on David Lee, Brandon Bass, Ersan Ilyasova, Jared Jack, 3-time Slam Dunk champ, Nate Robinson, CJ Miles, Jason Maxwell, 2011 NBA champion Aman Mahini, 2012 champion Ronnie Turioff, one of the few Dominican players in the NBA history, Francisco Garcia. So basically they didn't take Monte Ellis. They missed out on Marcin Gortat, but were able to trade him for cash, miraculously. They still missed out on Amir Johnson, the sixth man like Lou Will, Ryan Gomes, but they also missed out on Allen Anderson, solid NBA veteran, Azubuike, a part of the We Believe Golden State Warriors team, Will Bynum, Chuck Hayes, Harates, John Lucas III, and Ronnie Price. Steve Francis, part of the T-Mac deal, was dealt to the Knicks for Trevor Ariza, and Team Hall of Famer Penny Hardaway is back, but was waived immediately after the trade. Speaking of the T-Mac deal, Kelvin Gatto and a 2007 first-round draft pick was dealt to the Pistons for Darko Milicic and Carlos Arroyo. Why? Justifiable pick, JJ Redick's my favorite Magic player of all time. They still missed out on Rondo, Seth Falosha, Ronnie Brewer. Because they had to trade Don Reed and only got a second-round pick in return, they didn't have the pick to get Kyle Lowry, the All-Star, or PJ Tucker, Steve Novak, two-time NBA champions, and teammates Jordan Farmar and Shannon Brown, Solomon Jones, Sergio Rodriguez, who was overseas for a couple of years, is back on the Sixers now, and James White, who was a part of the Kevin Garnett deal. They take Augustine ahead of Daniel Gibson, who would be a part of the 2007 Cavaliers finals team. So with the 44th pick, they take, I can't even pronounce his name, traded for cash,
money and missed out on All-Star Paul Millsap. You have got to be kidding me. 2008 NBA champion Leon Poe and Ryan Hollins.
They couldn't take Lou Amundsen, Jose Barea, 2011 NBA champion, Chris Copeland, who was unfortunately stabbed in a nightclub incident with Tabu Cephalosha, CJ Watson.
And I want to take this time to, apologize first and foremost to the Orlando Magic.
A subdued Billy Donovan on Thursday, back in his habitat and very apologetic to the Magic.
I feel terrible about it. I'm very sorry about it. They're a great organization.
Donovan is back where his heart is, in Gainesville.
It was my decision. It was my mistake. I have to take responsibility for that, which I'm trying to do.
Rewind to just 6 days ago, and it was an entirely different story.
It's an exciting time, and it was a time for me that I said, you know what, I want to try to take on that challenge at this point in my life.
The Magic thought they'd pull the hottest coach around out of their hat. The Magic brass on cloud 9 as general manager Otis Smith stood side by side with Donovan, already dreaming of a potential NBA title. But that dream went right down the tubes over the weekend. Doubt set in. Donovan got cold feet.
There was no words, there was no pressure by anybody to come back. It was what was in my heart.
By Monday, Donovan wanted out of his newly signed 5-year, $27.5 million deal.
I'm not interested in the NBA. I'm not interested in going there. All I'm really interested in is coming back to Florida.
On Wednesday, the ink barely dried. The Magic officially let Billy break his contract. On Thursday, the short-lived love affair was over.
As long as the University of Florida would like to have me here, this is where I want to be.
Raul Martinez, Washington News.
Due to Billy Donovan's change of heart, the Orlando Magic targeted the assistant coach of the Miami Heat at the time, Stan Van Gundy, and gave up these 2 second-round draft picks as compensation for the Miami Heat letting Stan Van Gundy out of his contract early. Because Darko Milicic is the future of the NBA, they can't take Jared Dudley, Carl Landry, Aaron Aflalo, big name, Rodney Stuckey, Tiago Spitter, or Marco Bellinelli, both 2014 NBA champions, Wilson Chandler, Aaron Brooks, 2008 NBA champion Glenn Davis, and Josh McRoberts.
That's true.
Rudy Fernandez, Jason Smith, Daquan Cook, part of the Harden trade. The 39th pick was justifiable. They traded it to Miami for Stan Van Gundy. But they still had the 44th pick and drafted Rashawn Terry and traded him for the last overall pick when they could have gotten Marc Gasol. Brad Newley was traded for cash and taken ahead of Ramon Sessions and whatever fruit that is. They missed out on Gustavo Ayon, who will come up, Joel Anthony, 2-time NBA champion with the Miami Heat, Gary Neal, Mazara Teletovic, and Anthony Tolliver. The Supersonics were able to gain a 2009 second-round draft pick, top 55 protected, and $9 million trade exemption for Rashard Lewis. In a move that might screw over your team in a year, they traded away Trevor Ariza for Brian Cook and Maurice Evans.
Oh, Superman's in the building.
Yeah, Superman.
Superman is in the building.
Oh, he's going to put it on, right?
He does look like Superman. He got a body like Superman for real. He does. He's got the cape moving. He's got it flapping. Oh my gosh. You win! You win, young fella! You win! Superman!
While the Magic got eliminated in the second round, it can't be ignored. Former Orlando Magic head coach Doc Rivers helped lead the 2008 Boston Celtics to a championship.
Someplace, somewhere, Red is lighting up a cigar. Here's celebrating the championship.
They still missed out on DeAndre, they don't know who they messing with, Serge Ibaka, George Hill, Nicholas Batum, Goran Dragic, two-time NBA champion Mario Chalmers, Kosta Koufis, Luaba Mute, Omar Ashcheeks, Nikola Petrovic, Dario Arthur.
The second draft pick traded to the Miami Heat. They missed out on Semi Erdan, who didn't really do much in the NBA, although Sasha Ku was a part of the 2016 NBA champion Cavs team, so they could have prevented that, I guess. Even though the pick was traded for Van Gundy, they still missed out on Gary Forbes, who was a part of the Kyle Lowry trade that sent him to Toronto, Marjorie Mozgov, a 2016 NBA champion, Anthony Morrow, Reggie Williams, a part of the worst NBA team ever, the Bobcats, Brian Roberts, and Steamsma. Ryan Cook, Adon Foyle, and Mike Wilkes, along with a first-round pick for 2009, traded in a three-team deal to receive Rafer Alston.
It is my honor today to present to you, Dwight Howard, the NBA's 2008-2009 Defensive Player of the Year Performance Award, sponsored by Kia Motors America. Congratulations. It's big for a big man, right? Congratulations.
Sweet. I wish my defensive stance was like that. Whose stance is that? That's a good defensive stance. Maybe that's Turks.
In the 2009 Eastern Conference semifinals, Magic knocked themselves down 3 games to 2 and faced an elimination against the Boston Celtics. A storied franchise that is 32-0 all time when leading a 7-game series 3-2. Magic made that 32-1. The hard-fought victory in Game 6. Then facing a hostile crowd in Boston for Game 7, the Magic jumped on the Celtics early and never looked back. The Magic eliminated the defending NBA champions and headed back to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 13 years.
After so many years of frustration and almost and so close, the Orlando Magic are in the NBA Finals again. Yay.
Not having a draft pick, the Orlando Magic could not select Danny Green, Jody Meeks, Damari Carroll, Marcus Thornton, DeJuan Blair, Dante Cunningham, Jonas Ureko, Patty Mills, Patrick Beverly, Chase Budinger, Tony Douglas, Wayne Ellington. They didn't have a single draft pick because of Rafer Alston or Rashard Lewis, but in the undrafted category, they had Aaron Baines, who won a championship with the Spurs in 2014, Alonzo G. Harris, who would be a part of the 2012 Miami Heat team, Temple, and Wes Matthews. How do you go undrafted, honestly? So after trading their 2009 first-round draft pick, they're going to send Rafer Alston and their 2008 first-round draft pick, Courtney Lee, along with Tony Battier, for Vince Carter, the single greatest dunker of all time, and Ryan Anderson.
It probably wasn't even that bad of a pick at the time, but they still missed out on Hassan Whiteside and Lance Stevenson, along with Landry Fields and 2012 slam dunk champion Jeremy Evans.
They took Stanley Robinson, 59, but they could have had Jeremy Lin, Boban I can't pronounce his last name, Donald Sloan, Ish Smith, who they actually did get, I don't know why I said that, and Lance Thomas.
On October 10th, 2010, the city of Orlando and the Orlando Magic opened the state-of-the-art Amway Center on Church Street in downtown Orlando.
From the new Amway Center in downtown Orlando, it's Magic Basketball.
A sellout crowd of 18,846 witnessed the Magic's first game in the new building and enjoyed a 54-point preseason rout of the New Orleans Hornets.
Crowd counts it down. This one's over. The debut game here at the Amway Center in Orlando is complete. And what a start.
The 875,000 square foot LEED Gold certified building was named the Sports Business Journal's 2012 Sports Facility of the Year and was also honored with the Stadium Business Awards 2013 Customer Experience Award.
Hi, we welcome you to a very special edition of Game Time. Vince Cellini sitting in alongside 3D, Dennis Scott and the Czar, Mike Fratello. David Aldridge will be by in just a moment. Gee, guys, I'm glad I dropped by today. Some things were happening. We had NBA trades of the blockbuster variety. Where do we begin? Let's begin right here with the Orlando Magic and Phoenix Suns. It went down like this. Heading to Orlando, going back, Hedo Turkoglu, along with Jason Richardson and second-year center Earl Clark. Going to Phoenix, Vince Carter, Marcin Gortat, and Michael Petrus. And they'll get a future first-round pick, will the Phoenix Suns, and $3 million cash as reported. Now, we also had another deal involving the Orlando Magic. This was Gilbert Arenas going from the Washington Wizards to the Magic, reunited with Otis Smith, the general manager in Orlando. And Rashard Lewis will be heading from Central Florida to Washington, D.C. Lots to talk about. We're going to get to that and have opinion and more. But right now, let's hear from Washington Wizards president Ernie Grunfeld.
Horford with the rebound, but he stepped out of bounds, setting up this another last chance for Orlando. But Jason Richardson was blocked by Josh Smith. And the fans in Atlanta did not like what Jameer Nelson said to Derrick Rose near the end of the season, saying, we'll see you in the second round. Atlanta fans telling Orlando, we'll see you next year. The Atlanta Hawks moving on to the second round for the third consecutive year.
They missed out on Jimmy Butler, Chandler Parsons, Reggie Jackson, Corey Joseph, Lavoy Allen, Nikola Mirotic, John Lure, Kyle Singler, Shelvin Mack, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Norris Cole, two-time NBA champion, Jordan Hamilton, Marshawn Brooks, who should have done better in the NBA, David Bertans, part of the Kawhi Leonard trade. They take 2016 NBA champion DeAndre Liggins ahead of two-time All-Star Isaiah Thomas. And they missed on Delaney, who's now on the Hawks, Justin Holiday, who won a championship with the Warriors in 15, Willie Reed of the Miami Heat, Michael Thompson, brother of Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. The Magic trade away free agent signing Brandon Bass for Glenn Davis, who was a part of the 2008 championship team, and Von Wafer.
By 14, Justin Harper, though, here on the drive. And the harm. Harper with a career high 16 points or
Davis, and he traveled.
Congratulations to Ryan Anderson for winning the Most Improved Player of 11-12. and Rob Hannigan is hired as the new general manager from the Oklahoma City Thunder, things are about to unfold.